If you haven't been watching the Warriors Kings series, you're missing, to me, the best series of the playoffs. Hands down, the best series of the playoffs. The Warriors just beat the Kings at home like 5 minutes ago, tying it up 2-2. Two of the biggest takeaways for me is both of these offenses are beautiful. There are moments when it's like, yo, Klay Thompson is proving that it's Klay Thompson. He had a 20-something tonight. There's times when Steph is like, yo, I'm still Steph. Draymond Green actually, starting with Draymond, to me, in game 4 was phenomenal. And hear me out, because if you look at the box score, he didn't score well. He missed a lot of shots. I like that he started aggressive offensively, at least. He like started out looking to score, and he kept that offensive aggression all game. But shots weren't necessarily falling for him for the rest of the game. But that offensive aggression, to me, led to some defensive aggression. I see TikTok, y'all saying Dre regressed. I guess you could say offensively he might have regressed. He's definitely not the three-point shooter that we loved of him back in the 2015, 2016 days. But defensively, he was phenomenal for the Kings down the stretch. He got a couple of blocks against, I saw him get a block against Sabonis. He got that steal against Sabonis down the stretch when the Kings were getting some stops. And Draymond was a big reason of why those stops weren't turning into buckets for the Kings. It's been really, really good for both the Kings, for the Warriors. It's been a great series to watch. One of the things that a lot of people were saying going into this series, and I wasn't necessarily saying it was a thought I had, but one of the reasons a lot of people were taking the Warriors over the Kings was this idea of lack of playoff experience. And to be honest, I had not seen that lack in the first 3 games. But in game 4 down the stretch, you really did notice the Kings' lack of, I guess we'll say, playoff experience, because there were a lot of times where they were getting stops in that fourth quarter. They had opportunity to come back in that game and to win the game even. But they would get the stop and they wouldn't score. They would get another stop and then they wouldn't score. And then the Warriors would score. So the Warriors were leading to their win. The Kings were fumbling fast break opportunities. To me, a lot of it just felt like they were moving too fast. They needed to slow the ball down a lot more, take their time getting to the rim, take their time getting some clean looks. Because I will admit, when they did take their time, they got some De'Aaron Fox, some good buckets down the stretch. There were some moments in the fourth quarter that De'Aaron took an open 3 that landed short, and then he took a floater in the paint that landed short. He just felt gassed to me at the end of the game. Understandable. He did a lot that game, and he played a lot that game. But it's hands down the best series to me. I still, truthfully, keeping it being, as much as beautiful as the Warriors have played, I think the Kings beat themselves by their lack of playoff experience and not knowing how to basically take advantage of the stops they were getting in the fourth and generating more buckets. I personally would still take the Kings to win this series, because I don't think the Warriors can win in Sacramento. They haven't proven to me yet that they can win in Sacramento. They haven't proven to me yet that they can win on the road. The Kings made those games interesting and almost stole one in Golden State, and I still don't think it's possible for the Kings to steal Game 6. I'm still would pick the Kings to win this series, but I love what I'm seeing so far from both of them. VR, what's good with you? How you doing? Dales, what's good with you? How you doing? Guru says, I'm a huge Kings fan. The series has been fantastic. Like I said, this has been the best series in the playoffs so far for me. Best series in the playoffs so far for me. Kings needed more to win, more than game to state, change the momentum of the series. That's what they say on TikTok. I hear the concept of like this win might swing the series or this win might shift the momentum. I don't think it does. Yes, it is 2 wins in a row, but what do we always say? What have we been saying for years? The oldest phrase in NBA is a series doesn't start until an away team wins. And so far, the home teams have done what they needed to do, which is win at home. I fully expect the Kings to go into Game 5 and win at home. I fully expect the Kings to win Game 5. And Dills, I hear you. Yes, if the Warriors win Game 5, sure, they could win Game 6. That is true momentum. That's 4 wins in a row. But I promise you on everything, I fully expect the Kings to win Game 5. It's obviously not going to be a cakewalk. I'm not calling the Warriors trash. I'm respecting the Warriors and what they can do. But also, within respecting the Warriors and what they can do, I have to acknowledge the truth. And the truth is they're not going on the road. They're just not. They ain't been all season. They've done nothing so far to prove us otherwise. I expect the Kings to win Game 5. And therefore, expect the Kings to continue on and win the series. I don't know if it will be in Game 6. It might go to 7. But I expect the Kings to still win this series. And yes, the Warriors did play well in games 1 and 2, but they still lost. The Kings played well in games 3 and 4, and they still lost. You can play well and lose. It's not a knock on either of them. I just personally expect the Kings to win. But yes, best series so far in the playoffs, in my mind. Must watch series. If you're not watching this series, you're missing out on the best series. I've seen every game so far of this series.